All right, guys, welcome back. And today we have a really special guest, and this is Andrew. I've been working with Andrew for just a little over 3 months now. We're about to hit our 13th week. Andrew's been doing my 13-week program, one-to-one coaching, as well as a weekly group program I have called Awaken Entrepreneurs. And yeah, I've just seen Andrew grow so much in the last 3 months. But today we're really just here to learn about Andrew, your experience, who you are. But let's get off with what everyone is here for, what they want to know, which is over the last 3 months, just looking back to when you started, what was just the biggest change you saw in yourself? What was just the biggest transformation?
So, biggest transformation I found is the ability to be myself, regardless of what happens, regardless of things working out or not working out. I feel alive in the present moment as myself, and I get to enjoy life and play in life and create in life with yourself is fearless as you are. And so this is how I feel about the goals and the things I want to accomplish and achieve. And like what I've shed is everyone else's way of living. And like this is the purest way for me to be. And this is what I wanted to achieve in all my years of healing and working with like other teachers and coaches and mentors and everything. But I wanted to have that access to myself, and I wanted to live in the moment and create my life as I am, as I what really want it to be. And I trust in myself. And um and I feel this power to get it all done. And I feel like life is attracted to me instead of me trying to chase after it. And like there's no more of that craving, like I need that next level for validation. And I know for my heart that I already have like everything that's coming towards me. And I experience joy when I wake up in the morning, like as I go throughout my day, as I connect with other people, and I understand like whether I do or I don't do something, I still feel happy and still feel alive and still feel grateful to be here. And then, like every step of this journey is built for me, and it's a wonderful experience to grow and expand. And that's just not like what I've been taught when it comes to mindset, like from other people, and like not what I had adopted from like my own studies and just living life. And it's grounded me back into myself. And there's no better place to be besides home, inside your own heart, and outside of your head and worrying about shit all the time. So I'm just grateful to feel alive and feel like myself again, and have that natural confidence and that natural charisma and the natural joy that just comes from me being me and connecting with the world and creating my life. So that's the
That's
biggest
an
thing.
amazing answer, man. Yeah, yeah, and we all feel and see it for sure. And I know I want to tell you more about, ask you more about how it's affected, your other areas of your life. But it wasn't always this way. And like 3 months ago, you were still on the path, working through this stuff, and people come to me with all different kinds of challenges. Do you mind just sharing, what it was that you originally kind of sought out, my coaching for, and what were some of the things you were looking to originally work through? And yeah.
Yeah. So, like what I just described to you was exactly my goal to like work with Madison. That's what I said. I was like, I want to just live my life, have my life back the way I want it. I want to feel like myself again. Like, if like this is I just described exactly what I wanted to accomplish with Madison. And so like what I didn't have for working with Madison is obviously those things. Like I had money, I had like a career, I had people that loved me. I had my life set up. I had like girls that wanted to date me. I kind of had like all this stuff externally. But it wasn't at home inside my body. It wasn't at home inside myself. Like it wasn't me driving the ship. And that's like the most painful place to be, is whenever like the world thinks that you should be happy and like you're not happy on the inside from like a whole place. And I wouldn't wish that on anyone. And like everyone deserves to have like what you've given me, Madison, through this work and through working together. And yeah, it's made me a happy person again. And like how those struggles look like on a like personal level, you know, um, it's like when you're not fully feeling yourself, like people don't treat you like the way they want you to treat them because you're looking outside for that validation. Like people, like relationships ultimately don't work out. It's like you're always striving for something external, and like that just doesn't feel good. It's like you work out for the wrong reasons. Like motivate yourself from this place of pain. And it's just like life is kind of a constant struggle where you're working to like get rid of something that really you're only going to be able to get rid of by looking at the inside and like really finding what's going on and do this like deep work or just healing work or just emotional work that like Madison has provided the space for. And the groups have been incredible. I always look forward to like both sessions, the personal session and the group session that we have together. And yeah, I wanted to share this testimonial the second session after working with Madison because it literally just gave me the clarity that like I already had my life, and then like already had my life together. Already everything I needed was on the inside. And then I would say like the next like 9 or 10 weeks after that was just removing those obstacles of just being able to live in that and really see that perspective of myself and see my life through my own lens, my true lens, my heart's lens. And yeah, so that's kind of like how life was before. It's like I had all this stuff, but like I wasn't really the real me, the raw version of me to like live it fully.
That's huge, man. Amazing answer. I want to ask you, because a lot of people that come to me, it's a lot of guys, really successful male entrepreneurs like yourself. Would you mind sharing a little bit about what you do, and even just like the retreat center, where you're at right now, and I don't know if everyone can see it, but yeah, just sharing a bit about what you do because it fits into this work a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, I have wellness retreat here in Mexico. We're in La Cruz, outside Puerto Vallarta. Currently in the penthouse here, and this is one of my businesses. And I'm a partner with a couple that has been doing this for like 12 years down here, and they do psychedelic treatments like mushroom therapy, ibogaine, DMT. They do UFO um, and MDMA for couples, and so in like a beautiful like wellness program to go with it. So that's one of the things that I do. And then I also work in finance. We do a lot of funding for raises, capital for businesses, capital for commercial real estate, and those sort of things. As far as like another thing that I do.
Awesome. Yeah, I'd like to ask you because you're definitely like not new to the self improvement path, like personal growth, spirituality. Like you've done a lot of work, and even the retreat center, you're involved with different psychedelics and all this stuff. So I kind of just ask you, just like on your own healing journey, like before you kind of came to me and worked with me, you've obviously tried so many things. You mind just saying like what it is you had tried, and working with me, like how is that maybe different, or how does it fit in as the puzzle piece to all the previous things that you've tried, even if they did help you? How
Yeah.
do you kind of see that all fits together?
Yeah. I mean, I meditated, was like 29 for the first time, like 8 months in a row, every single day, like didn't have results. I think like after 8 months, like Eckhart Tolle meditation kind of like opened something up for me. I went to church, I paid hundreds of thousands of doctor bills, like traditional medication, in the US, all the stuff from antidepressants to antipsychotics, like the whole menu. I don't even know what things were called because like I just didn't care. And you know, like a lot of the stuff, like the woo woo stuff and spirituality, I would tap in and tap out. I was like, dude, like I don't see happy people here. You know what I'm saying? Trying to put it together, and like kind of stuck in their head. And I was like, dude, that's not the breath of fresh air that I remember life to be like. And if spirituality has a gift for us, it's to give us our life that we could live it fully. And see here, I mean, I don't know, like I mean, there's years I spent 50, 60 grand on coaches and mentors. Like some of that's business, some of that's like mindset stuff. Um, and like what was lacking in it? I mean, it's just like most of them weren't true teachers. Um, they didn't teach from the heart. They didn't have what they were trying to give. Maybe financially they built something, but like they didn't know how the mind and the heart operate from an integrated place. And a teacher can't give what they don't have. And so I think that's something that really differentiates Madison, in that he holds the space for you to tell the truth. And like in our calls, like Madison's gonna tell you some things, call you out on some things, like bring some things to the table. But what saves you, like the client, the person working with them, is you begin to be honest with yourself when someone holds you to integrity. And then when your truth comes out, your truth sets you free and liberates yourself. And so that's what Madison's held for me, is that truth in that space for me to tell the truth. And yeah, that's a very rare gift. That's a very rare gift. And I've only met one other person I think has the capability to do it. I don't think I was mature enough at the time to tell the truth fully and be that responsible. So I'm grateful that I had a second chance with Madison.
Man, that's Andrew always has the wisest words. I always like this is the first time we recorded him because in our sessions he'll just start channeling like the most uttermost, godly wisdom. But yeah, extremely well said. The truth part is super interesting, right? Like a lot of what we're doing is going into the subconscious, the body, past fears, and maybe call them limiting beliefs, and just sort of dispelling what's not true. And what we find is like, yeah, the truth shall set us free. So like, do you mind kind of, we did a lot of it, but like, what are some of the things, we kind of navigated together that you just found like, oh, well, I could let go of that. It's not true. And what was just kind of like to just navigate that, the fear, basically, the fear that holds us back.
Oh, just so liberating. I mean, there's calls that like just brought tears to my eyes, like maybe 30 to 50% of them. I don't know. Like, tears of joy, tears of happiness, and just a natural strength that just came like through, like as we did that work together. Like what are the specific limitations that I dropped? A lot of it is like being hard on myself, like the shell I built around myself to kind of protect me from the world, like letting that stuff go, just knowing how to love myself, like learning that beautiful, beautiful understanding of how to truly love who I am and be who I am. I think the be who I am is like my next phase, like fully, because like this is like, I don't know, a couple of weeks, like I've made the most progress I've made in like a decade of my life doing this type of work. Um, and like letting go of like just fears, like primal fears about life, about survival, about it's like expectations from family, things that we carry. Like before the call, I was just thinking about like what I wanted to say, and I mean, it feels like I just don't have that weight of the world on my shoulders, and it's like the world like has no weight. You just have to let it go, and then like you fly, and then the world is going to respond to you. It's a reflection of you, and so you have to let all these things go that we carry in order to be the full version of yourself, um and live in a world that's beautiful and lovely, and just happy to see you, and you're happy to see it. And this is one of the things that like I've realized, like and done, and like I feel like I can jump higher. I don't know.
I love it, man. One of the biggest shifts I saw in you is just like in your relationships. And by that, I mean the relationship with yourself,
Yeah.
with your family, with God, maybe with other people. But could you talk a little bit about that? Because I saw so much progress with you in your relationships in those areas.
Yeah. Yeah, with God, that's huge. Um, like psychedelics gave me a lot. Just, I went to this retreat and like had a really profound experience years ago. And like with God, he's opened like doors 1,000 times what I can imagine. And like having a stronger relationship with him has been the most powerful gift I found in life, and that's something that I've really reconnected with working with you. And what that's given me is just grace. It's like surrounded by grace, and grace is just like a permanent love, like an ease, like a natural harmony. That like in my mind is just given. You know what I'm saying? It's like just given. It's like you didn't go and earn this thing. It's just given, and like I feel just such gratitude for that gift that I found through opening that door and like having that connection again. Because now it just feels like I'm sitting in a bed of pillows while I'm flying through my life. Like that's how I feel, and just grateful. And yeah, and then like as far as my family, yeah, I mean, I feel connected with them. I feel like they respect me. I feel like I respect them, and I'm able to like receive love from them and give love back in a way that I haven't understood before. And that's just beautiful. It's beautiful to have a strong connection with the family, because that's always going to be a foundation. And so that's been beautiful. Um, and then like with women, I've certainly matured a lot when it comes to like my responsibility with myself, and like the type of partners that I attract and the type of people like I even give my energy to, like standards have raised and gone up. And I know that's a key to unlocking my heart and my own happiness. So that's been beautiful as well.
Yeah, I love that, man. One of the most important relationships I saw you really develop is the one with yourself. Like
Oh yeah.
all of us, especially guys, and people in the business world, we're so hard on ourselves. We blame ourselves for past failures, all this stuff, and you're able to look like, we'll talk more about what the work is, but like letting go of all of this stuff, just have a much better connection with yourself. Can you talk a little bit like what that's even like? Like a lot of people might even be like, well, I don't know, I am what I am. Like, they don't even know what that means. But could you explain, you've done the work, you've let this stuff go, and you have opened that connection with yourself. Can you explain a bit what that's like? And yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the self is everything. And when I established like that connection with myself, I mean, my voice got deeper like consistently across the board. And I felt like I was living in my truth. And what I mean by that is like when I make a decision, like I don't have to think or second guess it. And so that like eliminates a lot of the doubt. And and uh when you have that connection, you live like fearlessly and courageously, and you're willing to walk your path, and like you don't put extra stress on yourself. Um, and and then things like work just for you. Because like if there's not a strong relationship with self, like you'll be trying to be something else, and that is exhausting. That takes 10 times more energy than just being who you are. And when you are who you are, it's like life is moving through you like a flute instead of like you being in a windstorm fighting against it. And that feels relaxing. It feels like you're always closer to clarity as far as like next steps, like what's the vision I want to do. You don't like have to think very much because like you're living with yourself and you feel that presence inside, and you're not asking for things outside to like validate you or to like give you extra than like more than you actually need. It's like you have everything you need, and then you like joyfully create like whatever you want to create. And then if you want to add stress to your life, like add stress, commit to something and do it for you. That's still fun. And you get to use your power. You get to use your creativity, use your gifts and figure it out. And Yeah, there's a lot of love in it. There's a lot of love in doing that, and being yourself is the most loving thing that you can do.
I love that answer, man. It's incredible. Like for people who, are just watching this, maybe it's on YouTube or social media, like how would you describe the work that we did together? Like if somebody was just like, well, what are you guys doing? Like how would you describe it in your own experience?
Yeah. So yeah, Madison's like an intuitive, and the work is I wouldn't say like I would say some of it's emotional, some of it's mental, some of it's like sort of spiritual, but like it's mainly just uh enough to see sort of what's in the way, and then like you just have conversations where you ask questions, and like if you've had therapy before, therapy like isn't enough to get you back to the core. um I've had therapists for off and on for a decade. um and Yeah, it's not enough. It's not enough. um and like what Madison does is he gets you back to this place, like goes deep enough with questions, with like the methods that he uses, um and um and opens those doors to like really release like the emotions and release the patterns and the beliefs and the ideas that like weren't true inside your own mind. And like in truth, this is all you really have to do. It's like just let go of that stuff that's in your mind that's in the way. And so like he creates like a space to do that. And he has questions and he has tools to like help you do that. And like over time and working with them, those tools like work faster. And so like for our sessions, like we started off like, like doing some of the things that were like really simple. And then just like I could feel that stuff build. And then I'd feel myself do that on my own. And like Madison, like, I don't know, this is yesterday. I had one of those moments where I was like, at the end of the calls, I feel like this depth and this clarity. And it's like, I don't have anything to say anymore. It's like, I don't have any words. Like, I'm just like, dude, I'm dumbfounded. Like I'm at a new place. I'm at a new level. And that's how I feel at the end of like every call that we've had. And I remember I did that for myself yesterday. And I was like, holy shit, I just did the thing that we do at the end of that we get to at the end of the calls. And I haven't done that to myself, like outside of these calls, like, and that was like humbling and beautiful to like understand that the tools that we have used together have like really applied to my life and kind of been animated inside me. Like I was just in the hot tub, just chilling and thinking about myself and letting those tools work for me. And that was really beautiful. And so, yeah, just really, really clear, really conscious, really intentful and intelligent and high level conversations about what's in your soul, what's in your heart, and what's in your mind, and how to change those things, how to let those things go, and how to refine yourself to be the full version of yourself.
And I love that you said this. And yeah, like that's what, we work on a lot is just like giving you the tools to help yourself to become your own healer, right?
Yeah,
In therapy, we're kind of dependent on the person and, they could be milking us for 10 years, but it's like, yeah, just having the tools is so empowering. I want to ask you because, yeah, like, a lot of people at come to see me, guys in business, think super well. They're looking through breakthroughs in their life. What would but most of the time they're so externally focused, right? If I just get more money, I get the hot girl, whatever it is, get this deal. What do you think it is about, like, you could say to those kind of guys that are watching this, or anyone that's like, what's really the value of going inward rather than doing the inner work rather than just being so externally focused? I mean, I know you just talked about it, but from
yeah,
that business perspective, what do you feel is like just the real goal behind it?
yeah. Well, God gives us everything. We open the door to it. How do you want to create your life? Do you want to like struggle? Do you want to have stress? Do you want to like force it open? Or do you want to create it, attract it, and love the life that you have? Like those are two different ways to have all that stuff. And I believe you deserve having all of those things. I know in my heart. And so, like in my life, I've had a lot of those objective things and been like really unhappy, like living on a beach in Mexico and not feeling like I am happy with myself and not feeling like I can enjoy the moment and that stuff. So, there's a testament and a beautiful experience, like having a lot of cool stuff, cars, women, money, like clothes, experiences, and everything in life. Um, and doing it from the heart and doing it in a more fluid way means you get to enjoy every minute of it, building of it, the expansion of it, the experience of letting it actually happen in your life, and in the days that you're not even focused on it, you still enjoy. And so it really creates like an omnipresence of your attention being able to handle many things, and instead of like making your life about like one thing. And then, what if somebody doesn't like you because you have that one thing? Like if you don't have that groundedness inside yourself, you're not going to feel good because they don't like you, because like secretly we do these things for women, for attention, for other people to like us. And that's such a like a jagged, like, insecure way to live life. And I don't judge it, but like I just know the pain that comes with it. And like that pain is an option. And like for me, I didn't know how to do this work, and so I just suffered a lot because like I literally like whenever like my mind kind of fucked up, um, like I like was like after some effort, like a couple years of effort, I was like, dude, I'm just gonna go be really successful. Like I don't know what else to do. I don't know how to make myself happy. And like I went and did that, like launched a roofing company and did another one. And then I was like, this is absolutely destroying my brain. Like, I was just like 10, 12 hours a day of work and blah, blah, blah. And like, what am I even doing it for? Do I even care? And at the end of that, you know, I had to make a change. And, I don't know where everybody's at, but like everybody wants to be happy. And if you're just focused externally in life, you won't have happiness on the inside. And I hope just like it's really clear that like happiness is on the inside. It can't be in here. And so you've got to work on yourself to like some degree and love who you are and come back into who you are if like you built something different like inside your mind. Like I like built this personality, built this like lifestyle. Like, roofing company. Like this is like not that enjoyable. So yeah. Um the happiness in your heart is why we're here on earth, and why we have a life, and like you deserve it. Like you want to be happy, like make yourself happy. And it also speed your goals up, honestly. It'll make you a more powerful person to create from a powerful place. So like it'll make it a lot easier.
Great answer, man. Like, yeah, like a lot of the work we do, right? It's like letting go of these deep emotions. You call it trauma, stuck energies, whatever you want to call it. But it shackles us. It shackles our light, our power, our authenticity, which is, where our power comes from. And one of the biggest things, we worked on together was, and we all have it, right? The mask, the old people pleasing behaviors we have, all that kind of stuff from childhood, right? The families we grew up. So just like being able to drop a lot, like most of that stuff, let it go, being just authentically yourself. A lot of people don't even know what that is. Like a lot of people don't even really know who they are until they start doing the work or what that even means, right? They don't even have that focal point. Do you talk a little bit about like maybe that what it's like now, just having so much more of your authentic self on board, just
Yeah.
what that's even like?
I mean, it feels free. I mean, it feels like I don't need to prove anything to anybody. I feel like I add to like every room that I walk in, just by being me. Not because I have done a bunch of stuff or I have knowledge or like I look a certain way or I feel like I have some other extra reason. Like I know that just me being there is going to make other people's lives better and going to make me happier every single day as I like anchor deeper into like being myself and just loving the life that I have, that I am. And and it's like you don't really add to the world when you're living um like an artificial self. Like you're taking away from yourself when you do that.
Mhm.
And you can't add to the world from an artificial place. So it's like shedding all of like the armor and seeing that your power never needed it. And it's a beautiful place to live. And yeah, you live
Very
in
well put. Yeah. How can
yeah,
we be ourselves when well, how can we give to the world when we're not ourselves? We can only
yeah,
give to the world purely and like with most power when we are ourselves and
yeah,
we shine that light for sure.
yeah.
I like to be curious to ask you, right? Like, I remember when you first joined the work in the group, you're like, oh man, this is the first time I'm with all guys, especially in this kind of subgroup we have called Awaken Entrepreneurs, and you've been with like other groups, but it was all women, and we do a lot of kind of we get into emotions, right? And
Yeah.
like maybe people say, oh, that's very feminine. Yeah, perhaps it is. What would you say it's like just doing this in a work and just as a man and just like how it's kind of just affected your masculinity, your all those kind of energies that we obviously are.
Yeah. I would say be a man and do your inner work. I mean, it's a manly thing. I don't know. Um, you know, like what we cut off on the inside is a lot of the work that we've released. I mean, we've as people cut off our sexual energy, and that's such a crime against your own body, against your own mind, against your spirit. And yeah, doing this work, like it just opened up my root, like opened up my love, opened up my joy, um, and it's filled this body, it's filled my mind, and it's filled my life, and I have power over the universe, which is a crazy thing to say. Um, but it's this place of just unlimited power that's on the inside. And when it comes to like masculine energy, you already are, if you're coming to this work, you already are a man. Be grateful for that and know that unlocking yourself is going to unlock more of everything that you are. And if you're a male, that's going to be a lot more male energy, a lot more masculine energy. If you're a female, that's going to be a lot more feminine energy, a lot more female energy. And so that's beautiful, and that will be how the work is laid out for you.
Yeah, great. Another category I want to ask you about is just like, this work does get spiritual pretty fast because, we're going through, the greatest parts of your soul and opening that up and seeing what's possible. And a lot of, what we worked on was just like getting me back to relationships, but we worked a lot with God, and your relationship with God. And I remember there's, one part we worked on your commitment to God and we even did like a marathon. Can you tell everyone a little bit more just about that, just working on, the spiritual aspects, God, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Um, yeah. So, um, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I thought that we did that because, like, I'm a God person. But I don't know. I'm assuming I think you probably work with everybody just at where they're at, but maybe that's everybody. I don't know. Um, but yeah, I think it's a really important thing in my heart and a really powerful thing is to like share myself with God and listen to Him, and then build a life that He desires for me, because He's just going to make me me. Like He doesn't want anything for you except for you to be a full version of yourself. And I know that, and He just showers like blessings on you. And so that's been really really beautiful. And like like just for me personally, is like just He gives me like the simplest life. It's like, oh, He's like like literally just told me to go surf, and it's just like, all right, cool, like this sounds dope. And He just teaches me how to like connect with myself and connect with the world, and be happy and be healthy, and like how to raise my standards with women. Like this is all stuff that like He's helped me see. And of course it just makes you happier and just makes your life like 1,000 times better. So um yeah, like that's how that's been. um and like you don't have to call it God, you can call it the universe, you can call it whatever, and it'll still affect you in the same beautiful and positive way. uh so yeah, that's what that experience has been like for me. um and Yeah, it's been holy, it's been beautiful.
Amazing. I'd be curious to ask you, like, what's on the other side of the equation, right? Like, we have the father, sort of say, and then we have our
Yeah,
mother, like Mother
yeah,
Earth, our real mother.
yeah,
A lot of the work we did, right? Like, a lot of this stuff, the internal traumas, blocks. A lot of times it goes back to family, and one of the most beautiful things I saw is just like your all the beautiful things you grew with your family on, things you went through, discussed with them, things you opened up uh, with all your family. So like, what's it like just kind of having almost that in order a lot more now? It's just like the stress of that, just kind of just having a lot more settled there.
yeah.
Open that up.
um what's kind of funny, if you align with your family, you don't need them as much anymore. And so it's very liberating, because like you become more sovereign as a person when you really harmonize with your family and heal those gifts, really, because they show you your weaknesses in your own self, like the limitations that you take on. Because like every experience, you can take whatever you want from it. You could be happy if like you fell out of a tree or something, and you land on your feet, whatever. It would be traumatic for another person. But at the um, at the end of the day, like finding that harmony with my family and healing those things has given me the freedom to like create my own life and my own family and my own world. Because we stay attached to those limitations, those weaknesses in ourselves, that attach ourselves to them, and we liberate them as well in that process. Like they don't need us either, and so it's like it's two sides of the table. Like they get to experience their true selves, and they also get to see their son in his true self. And like that's why you have a kid, is to create a beautiful being, not to have um, something that is limited in this earth. You want to have something that is totally liberated. And like a true like a good mother and a good father would want that for their child. Anybody would. And so yeah, it's been liberating. I've liberated them in a huge way, and I've liberated myself. And we don't need each other, but that means we get to enjoy our time with each other. And that's just a lovely, lovely place to be. It's just a beautiful place to be, where we just add to each other. I think that's why, like, how a family should work. It's like, dude, if I love my life, I get to add to you. You love your life, you get to add to me. What a beautiful place we get to live in.
I love this, man. Awesome. I want to ask you, so like, for people who are just looking in right now, maybe they have done a little bit of healing work, maybe they've done some personal growth stuff, some mindset stuff, maybe not as experienced as you have, but just like looking back to the beginning of our journey, and maybe they're about to start theirs. What kind of advice could you possibly give them? Who are either looking to do the work, maybe they're hesitant, maybe they've been stuck where they're at, want to make a big change in themselves. What could you give them regarding advice?
Yeah,
Having gone through it.
yeah. So there was a couple of times working with you that like I had the option to open a door and option to not. And like I'm the type of person, I'm gonna open the door. And like what it's done is like I don't even remember what the door was, you know. And I wanted to share that clarity, because like after it's healed, it doesn't exist anymore. And you let it go fully, it's like it's just you're full of light after that. And so I think the only reason that we don't like go into stuff like this is because we're afraid of like what's on the other side. And what's on the other side is 100 times more beautiful than what you are imagining. And so go into it with curiosity. It is an adventure exploring yourself, just like going on an adventure in life. And so go into it with that curiosity and that courage and that willingness to do that work and understand it, and also understand that like you have the tools on your own to do this, and like Madison's going to help you explore those tools and unlock yourself. And every human being on earth has access to their unlimited power, and like your unlimited power is through you. And so what recommendations would I give them? I'd say work with like Madison, work with a true teacher, work with somebody that has done their work independently and can hold that space for you to find your own heart and your own truth in your life. And you will be unstoppable. You will be unstoppable in doing that.
I never said better, man. Awesome. So, man, it's been incredible having you on. I just want to ask, is there just one last thing you'd like to tell everybody, to share with everybody, before we wrap up? And I can let you go. Any last things?
Yeah, man. Madison, you're a superpower. I am in disbelief that like this really happened. I'm humbled. I'm like joyful. I am grateful. I don't know how to repay stuff like this. Like honestly, when it's just like this vast of a gift. There's only a couple people in my life that have given me stuff like this, like my parents, and then my business partners like took me through this like a similar journey with plant medicine, that sort of thing. And what you've given is priceless. And so just incredibly grateful for that. And if you're watching this, you can see that. You can see that that's just effortless, easily, like just that's a clarity. And I just don't know. I don't even know how to put into words like what I've been given here, because it's vast and it's beautiful. And I'm excited. I'm going to work with Madison again for the next like whatever amount of time that we work together. And I'm just excited about moving forward.
Man, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And man, we just, it keeps going. The spiritual journey is endless, but we've done such incredible work. And the next 3 months are gonna be amazing, man. So we'll regroup another 3 months and do another one of these. People can see where you're at, but I know that they got so much value and love out of watching you today and hearing your story, and just you being you, right? Like the world feels it now. So it's incredible, man. I'm super honored to have been working with you, get to work with you, and I always tell you at the end of our calls, I love you. But maybe people like, oh, that's too much for business stuff. But no, like Andrew and I always feel it, and it's true, like true brotherly, pure love. And be man.
Love you too, and I love all the guys in the group. Like they're incredible. So I've recommended Madison to a lot of people, and like it's just. I hope they take the opportunity, and it's a beautiful journey.
Awesome. All right, thank you so much, man. I'm sure everybody who's watching this really appreciates it, and thanks for your time, man.
Awesome.
All right, see you, brother.
Peace.